All right, our last speaker for the day, BJ Windhorst. Let's give him a round of applause. BJ is the head coach of the boys basketball team at Valley High School, which has won the state championship for the past 2 years and also in 2016. Before Valley, he taught and coached at the Southeast Polk and Clarinda school districts. He grew up playing basketball at Clarinda and eventually at Drake. He also owns Air Free Duck Cleaning. BJ, if you go over your time, we have a referee, I know a couple, on speed dial. They're going to follow you around all day and give you some random technical fouls all day long. So, all right, let's give BJ a big round of applause.
Well, first of all, before you can start the time, Stacy, I need to remind you that I had you in class 27 years ago, and we'll see if you can follow instructions like you did then. I'm extremely humbled and flattered to be asked to be here today. And before I get into maybe touching on one or two of my items, it is very important, I think, that the story that I'm going to tell, it ties back to those 10 things that you have in your booklet. And those were formed over the course of time through the story that I'm going to try to get through as quickly as possible. I just recently turned 50 this summer. At age 24, I had taken longer than most to finish my college degree in education and spent almost 2 years trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I can tell you for sure at that time, being a head high school boys basketball coach and a business owner was very far from the radar. Then the phone rang. One day in my life, path changed forever. It was the athletic director from my hometown high school saying, "Come home and be the head boys basketball coach." I had played, over at Drake, but I'd never coached. I had no idea what I was going to do or how I was going to answer that. So with a lot of family encouragement, I said, what the heck? At almost 25 years old, I was back home in Clarinda. 2 close childhood friends joined me, and off we went, having no idea what we were doing. But we had such an extreme care level for the school and the community, we poured ourselves into it day and night. We recorded 4 of the most successful seasons in gratifying years that I probably have had. 4 most successful seasons in school history, and when I left to come back to Des Moines, I left 4 sophomore starters behind. In the next 2 years, they won more games than had ever been won in school history. So the coaching virus and working with kids definitely had taken a hold of me. My next stop was Southeast Polk High School. At that time, quite possibly the worst basketball coaching job in large class at the time. Not one single person that I spoke to or confided in said, "You should take that job." So naturally, I accepted the job. A year later, I married the love of my life, and I was on my way. So 8 amazing years went by, up and down, amazing years, rebuilding a broken program. I even ran into one of my former players and students in here today. Nick, want to know where you're at. Being in the classroom, teaching U.S. world history, and starting a family, it was a great time. 2010, we made the school's first state championship appearance, but one day I woke up, and I'd been at the school 70 hours that week. My wife was pregnant with our second of our 3 sons. And my paycheck was $58,000 a year, including coaching. I knew it was time for a change. So I left education as my primary income for good the summer of 2011, and I completely started over. However, I knew the coaching virus was still in me. The next few years, I was a traveling consultant for a good friend's company doing sales development and facilitating with large companies. I can't tell you how much I learned during that time about business and leadership. And it was also a great time for me to reflect on my previous 12 years as a head coach. And then the phone rang again. It was Valley High School, and in 2014, I came back there as the head coach, and that has been a dream come true. We have been, in the last 10 years, the winningest 4A program in the state. We're going for our 3rd straight championship this year and the 4th in 10 years, and I've been coaching 25 years, and I'm never been more excited to go to practice. In 2017, not ever owning a business or knowing much about HVAC, my brother and I acquired Air Free Duck Cleaning from the original owner. At age 43, I went out in a truck for an entire summer, learned the whole trade, while a 25-year-old worker of mine bossed me around the whole time. Last year, I bought out my brother, and I've been the sole owner ever since. This year is going to end up being our most profitable year as a company since we purchased the business. So super proud of that. And yeah, thank you. And I'm really enjoying the challenge. It's a blast. So why did I ramble through this story? Well, a couple things. I have an extreme fear of failure. It's the sole motivator in my life. It's not healthy. I wouldn't recommend it. But I've also never been afraid to take risks. And you might ask, well, how do those two things coincide? Well, it's really simple. It's the people in my life. My entire family, my wife, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, my friends, everyone that I've ever loved has always told me you can do anything you put your mind and heart to doing. Just surround yourself with good people and have a great plan. So this plan over the years has accumulated in my 10 things that I put in the booklet there. And I'll finish quickly by talking about the one I love the most.
You can go over, we're short one.
It's definitely relationships, certainly at this time in my life. It's all about relationships with your people. This takes time and it takes being intentional with your time. As a small business owner, I meet at least once or twice a month with every person I work with. And as a coach, I meet with all my players at least once or twice a month during the season. The attention is always for alignment, making sure we're both on the same page as it pertains to the mission. And the mission is how can the organization be successful while your people also feel valued and they have a purpose. How can I help them be successful or more fulfilled with that role with the organization or on the team? Ask them what's going well, what could be better. Most of all, get to know your people. Show them how much you care about them. And that's the thing I still enjoy the most about coaching. Thank you for your time today. Your ducks are probably dirty, so call Air Free Duck Cleaning and go Tigers.